To Chad and the maintenance committee, we need to move this balance beam out into the rail car. The legs are already in there. Also, it'd be nice to put a turnbuckle in this cable so we can manage the tension on the leg machine here. After this is removed to the rail car, you can see there's about a 6-7 inch gap there in the carpet between the wall and the carpet. We can cut strips out of this blue. It's 1.25 inches the same thickness, and then we can put a piece of Velcro to close the seam. This set of uneven bars in the corner of the gym could also go out to the rail car. As we already discussed, Chad, I'd like to raise this whole set of wall bars up so the height of the top bar is the same as the bars, as the uneven bars. This mat cover needs to be replaced as well. I do have the replacement cover here, so we just have to unfold the mat here, or fold it up, remove it from this place, and undo the zippers and install the new cover. These posters were blown down with the force of the leaf blower while dusting the gym. We just need to get a stapler and staple that back to the drywall. These posters were blown down with the force of the leaf blower while dusting the gym. We just need to get a stapler and staple that back to the drywall. Same thing goes for the one Olympic poster over there on the other wall. You can see on this beam the corners have worn out on the cover here. Also, over the length of the beam there's a couple of places where the additional wood that's screwed to the aluminum has broken. It'd be nice to take this cover off and inspect that, either fasten it back or apply new 2x2 or whatever's under there, and then we'll put one of those new leather covers on with the soft foam underneath. Be nice to duplicate this again, Chad. I know we'd originally planned to build 2. This one's working fine. I think we just need it to be about 4 or 5 inches longer in total, and I'll order an extra thickness of foam that will go under the cover. I'd like to modify these. I want to upholster them. We'll put like a foam pad and use one of the worn out mat covers. Use a good section of it to actually put a padded section on there where the children lay. Chad, the edge of this is folding up. I know we discussed this the other day, but my thought about this was to put a new piece of carpet down, but actually fix it to the hardwood floor on its back, then install the trim, and then fold it over and Velcro it to the floor. That way it would have like a nice tight seam that absolutely could not fold up like that. If you can see the electrical box up there behind the television, I'd like to make some type of a black cover for that. It's kind of annoying. Either that or we can get a big 50-inch TV up there. This is an electrical plate cover. Under here there's a box that provides power to the sump pumps in the trench pit. And that, of course, over there is the battery backup. What I'd like to do is make a proper cover for this. Probably it should be a different color and it should be marked so it's easily found by the fire department. There's this banner and a few others. There's an Olympic banner over there, and a couple of those ones that we had made up before the girls went to London. Also there's an Iowa flag. Anyways, there's some spaces up there on the wall that those need to go. If you can see a left of the deli sign and to the right of that big purple one, there's a big space. I've ordered a London banner from eBay, and that should be here any day. So if we had a big ladder in here, we could probably put those up quickly. At the same time, it would be nice to straighten the ones that got a little bit crooked when we blew all the dust down. In a few areas you can see the siding is getting dinted. Here's an example of why. The beat boards are always leaned up against the siding, and sometimes the kids will drop those wheels or the edge against the wall. I don't know if we could eventually put some type of wood nice wood at that height all the way along the wall. Placed these mats already, and you can see how they're worn out. What I'd like to do is put those, there's two of those that are sort of worn. I'd like to insert those worn out mats in this gap where if the feet go through, it'll hit soft surface and not go through to the concrete. There's already one on each end, but two wouldn't hurt. You can also see here a couple of these Velcro tabs have worn out, and it causes the carpet on the tumbling strip to shift. So we just need to inspect those and reinstall the ones that are broken. This is another battery backup in the gym. I think those are supposed to be tested once a year around June, but I don't think they got tested last year, so it's probably not a bad idea to see how we are with those. When Kurt and I installed the Gymnova bars, we were short one anchor. I'm not sure it's necessary, but you can see under this little tab here, there's actually 2 anchors per cable on the Gymnovas. So I went to Advanced Building Materials where we got those anchors. They're 1/2-inch Hilti anchors, and they're driven in with a pin. Anyways, we should add that one to complete this installation. I also spoke about this ledge at the last maintenance day. I think what we need to do is take this thing off somehow. I don't know if we have to remove this from the wall first, take that off, either turn the whole thing upside down or move the shelf to the top so we can still put the markers and whatnot. They'll be out of reach, but I'm a little bit nervous that this sharp corner is something that could cut someone if they fell against that or they ran by it too quickly and caught an arm or something. We also discussed the rope here maybe needing to be replaced, or an additional length of chain added at the top, and this would be cut off at the bottom, and we'd get a new shrink wrap tube to tidy things up. I think the main wear and tear on this is from hanging it over this. In the early days, we used to hang it over this little metal beam here, and when the kids would pull it down, I think it started to fray the rope, and then of course once it starts to fray, it doesn't end. For these speakers, we need to properly fix those wires with putty or something against that drywall. The same on the other end, you can see it sticking way out. You can hear sound over there, nothing here. I think it also has to be addressed on the other connection end at the stereo unit. I installed these based on a request from Kim for distribution of fundraising information, etc. to the classes. She's also requested a shelf. I was hoping you could help me with that, Chad. Something either right here below those, just maybe a 8x10 or something. She wants to store the stamps and all the markers and stuff that kind of gets piled up on this shelf. We want to keep this free and clear for the stereo and PVR type system. The skirt around the platform in the pit needs to be reattached. I don't know if that can just be stapled on there with a staple gun. I believe it's tucked up underneath there somehow. But if we could just take that around the edge of the pit, these gate pins could come right off. I don't even know where they are anymore. They were a bad idea. Also, this the sliding door that closes and opens the pit, again, it's not bad. I mean, it's reasonable, but it's very cumbersome and difficult to open and close. I don't know if we could come up with an idea that would be like sort of a push button type of thing to just, have something like a roll-up door in there or something that would just close that off.